So we got the train to Joranda. We now arrived at Monumen. Now, last time I came here, it was New Year's Eve. The weather was nice. The weather now is raining, although it's actually nice because it's nice and cool. But it means I've got to have my umbrella up, which makes it a little bit difficult trying to record and walk at the same time. But a lot of people here because it's still part of the Eid national holiday. The train was so busy this morning, but most of the people have come from Bogor. They've been a big sort of major sort of Raya picnic in Bogor. But anyway, this sort of place still looks impressive, even in the rain. But we're hopefully going to try and get up there. So we're going to try and work out where we get a ticket here. Not totally sure, because there's a lot of people under this shelter here, but maybe they're just trying to get out the rain. So let's have a look. So it's quite busy, I think. A lot of people trying to get to see it. So I love Asia, I really do, but it's always like organised chaos, or sometimes chaos that's not organised. You know, the one good thing about the British is we do queue. They're queuing here to a certain extent. So the top part apparently is finished, so we can't go up to the top. Maybe it's too busy, I don't know. So that's your entry ticket.
The amount?
So the amount in total was how much, Rina?
50.
50,000. So it's 50,000, which is probably about $3, £2.50. But as I say, we can't go to the top, which is a bit of a shame. Maybe we need to come back here on a normal weekday outside of a public holiday. So we just walked for a tunnel. I'm not sure where this brings us. Hopefully we don't have to walk. Well, we are back in the rain again. It's nice and cool though, I'll give you that. So we started over here, as you can see. So a little disappointed that we can't go to the top, but it is what it is, yeah. So it's basically like a series of models with a little bit of writing underneath. It's very, very interesting because it's not like hours and hours of standing there reading stuff. It's just little short bits. So it gives us sort of a very brief history, but interesting as well, yeah? So yeah, quite impressed. I'm not sure it's going to show on the video. Maybe I'll show the models, maybe I won't. Let's see how it looks. So this museum is basically made up of a series of models that you walk around in sort of time zones, starting from the sort of very, very beginning, whenever that was, right to sort of almost not quite current times, but towards the end of the 1900s. And it sort of depicts the history of Indonesia at different stages, you know, including the Japanese occupation, obviously the Dutch occupation who were here for a long time. It's very interesting, and what I like about it, it's very short and sweet. There's not sort of hours and hours of standing there reading, just short parts in both in English and Bahasa Indonesian, with lots of interesting models. It's very, very interesting. I liked it. I have videoed each item, but To be honest, it won't be very good on our YouTube video, so I won't be including it, but certainly worth a visit. We haven't been able to go up to the tower because that's closed now for some reason, or it's full. But we'll do that another time. Maybe we'll pick a day when it's not a national holiday. But it's certainly worth coming here. Very interesting. Okay, so first of all, we'll go to the Goblet, I think. So there's a queue here for the top, but we don't have a ticket for the top. This is for the Goblet, which I think we can go to. So looking at the queues, because you have to get a lift to the top, I'm glad that we're not doing it today, but definitely will come back. As I say, we'll pick a day when it's a normal work day, when there's not so many people about. So this is the Independence Room. For our Garuda there. Beautiful map of the Indonesian islands. Okay, so even though we couldn't go to the top because that bit is sold out, it's still worth visiting. It really is. And as I say, we probably will come back at some point. Although I never managed to go to the Twin Towers in Malaysia when I was living there, but it's certainly worth coming here. It's very interesting. The exhibition, the museum, as they call it, is very good. Then you go to the Independence Room, which is the independence from the Japanese after the Second World War, 17th of August 45. But it's definitely worth coming here. I've enjoyed it. So I recommend, if you're in Jakarta, if you live in Indonesia, if you've never been here, shame on you, yeah. But if you're visiting Jakarta, then certainly I would recommend you come here. So as we say, Sampai Jumpa to the Monumen. Recommend coming here. Mantap. Bagus.